What's up guys, my name is Adapt and welcome back to another formation review on the channel. So we are doing another 4-back formation review, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing the 4-2-2 formation. So I had a lot of fun with this formation. It's very structured, very organized. You'll find yourself scoring a lot of goals and making a lot of people rage quit, as you will see in the gameplay later on in this video. But before I go in depth into this formation and what I like about it and what I don't like, we are about to get into the player instructions. So first of all, I have my fullbacks on stay back while attacking, both of them. I usually always have that, guys. You always want your fullbacks on stay back while attacking. I've said it so many times, you know, especially in 4-back formations, because if they push too far up, you know, you're going to get exposed through the wings at the back. I kept my centre backs the same, didn't do anything to them as I don't feel it's necessary. But with my 2 DMs, I put them both on man mark and stay back while attacking. If you guys would like, you could put one on man mark and one on cut passing lanes. But both of my DMs are big guys, you know. They're not small and quick. For example, someone like Kante. I use that in many of my examples as a type of DM you want to put on cut passing lanes and stay back while attacking, because he covers a lot of ground very quickly. Chan and Rabiot, they're designed for man marking, and you know, in this formation, if you put both DMs in on man mark, it works quite well. It's been working very well for me. I haven't seen my defense be that weak. I've had my tight games, but that's simply because, you know, players are just very good at the game. My opposition are just really good at the game, you know. It's nothing to do with, you know, sometimes I catch my DMs in the wrong position and stuff. It's never like that, guys. I never catch them out of position of what I can remember, because the gameplay I did get from a couple of days ago. Now these are the player instructions on my left cam. I've literally done nothing to him. I don't feel it's necessary, you know. I've pretty much not touched them at all, guys. I've just left them as they are, because this formation is extremely structured. I don't want to mess with that too much, because otherwise I'll find my cams getting, you know, too far up the pitch, and it will allow opponent space when they actually get the ball. So that's why I've kept my cams on pretty much everything they were set to at the beginning. But then for my strikers, I have balance width, getting behind. I've done nothing to the interceptions. You could put aggressive interceptions if you like, if you're more of an aggressive player, but I always have press back line on at least one of my strikers. You always want to get in behind on small strikers, you know. You wouldn't really want to get in behind on someone like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, simply because he just isn't designed for that. He's more of a target man. Someone like Andy Carroll, you wouldn't see anyone put him on getting behind, simply because it just wouldn't work. And then we have R9 Ronaldo, which I have put on cut passing lanes. I just think you should have one on getting behind and one on press back line and one on cut passing lanes, because if you have 2 strikers pressing one guy, he's literally just gonna pass it to someone else, you know. If you have someone on press back line and if you have someone on cut passing lanes, one's gonna press the ball and one's gonna cut a possible pass which your opposition can make, which will leave your opponent more, you know, questioning what he's gonna do. You know, he might slip up, might make a mistake. He's more likely to, if you got one on cut passing lanes, because if you see one of your strikers is watching that, he's just not gonna pass it there. And you know, if you're leaving him in 2 different minds, he might just not react quick enough, and you've got the ball back with Lineker, and you've gone and had a chance to actually score at goal. Now my custom tactics, for speed I have 74, for passing I have 60, put it on organized player. I played around with the custom tactics a bit, but this is what I came to and this is what worked well for me. For the passing in this formation, I have it on 71. In chance creation, I've got it much higher than what I would have in build-up play, because I just want I want my players making options at the end of the day. As I said, like, you do want your players actually creating chances, you know. If your players are just if your players receiving the ball are not giving options, then what chance have you actually got of creating an opportunity? You're just gonna be left isolated and you're just gonna lose the ball, in my opinion. Crossing I have at 50, and shooting I have at 55, you know. Didn't tamper with that too much. Left the crossing at the same. Shooting I always turned that a bit up, because it just works for me. And the positioning on chance creation, I have that one organized. Now defense, I have 60 pressure, 54 aggression, and 50 team width. My defender line is always cover, especially on 4-back formations. Maybe 3-back, sometimes you'll see me with offside trap, but you know, if I do use offside trap, you guys will be the first ones to know. I haven't tried it out a lot, but when I try reviewing more 3-back formations, I definitely will try it. So guys, this is the custom tactics and the player instructions. I usually play more here instead of Mustafi. It was just because Moore had a red card last game. So besides from that, let's get right into the gameplay. Now getting into the pros and cons of this formation, and there are quite a few as listed in the bottom left hand side of your guys' screen. Now the first pro I wrote down is it creates tons of space. You know what I mean by that is everyone's spread out, nobody's pushed together. This formation isn't very compact, so your players will have freedom to run about and will have freedom to create chances. Sometimes you find yourself, you know, getting nowhere with the ball, but with tons of space and stuff like that, it leaves your team a lot of space to just run around and create opportunities. Now the team also works as a unit. What I mean by this is that, you know, as much as there is a lot of space and players do have their freedom, when you need to, your team can truly work as a team. What I mean by this, you know, it might not make 100% sense to you guys right now, but everyone plays a role and everyone caters and helps each other. You know, striker, one presses the back line, one cuts passing lanes. Each striker is helping out each other in order to win the ball back and eventually lead to a goal. Your cams work together. Yes, they're on different sides of the pitch, but they can link up, you know. You can play an X ball whenever you like. You've got a cam running in from the right, you've got a cam running in from the left, you know. So they can all cause problems. Your DMs, you can have one cut passing lanes. I have both on man mark in this formation, but you can have one on cut passing lanes, one on man mark. They complement each other so nicely, and if you really get the work rates and the types of players you need in each position in this formation really pinned together, you know, you're going to be an absolute menace to deal with. Next up, we've got that this formation is versatile, you know. Many formations, you'll use it and you'll find yourself just ping-ponging the ball about. You'll be stuck where you are. But with this formation, you know, sometimes you have so much freedom in this formation that you can just switch it around, you know. You can try and play more compact if you like to. This formation isn't the best for that, but if you want to, you can, you know. It's not going to restrict you in that way. This formation is also very good in defense, you know. We've got 2 DMs, we've got 4 defenders, you know. You just can't go wrong because your DMs, they're putting in work. They're definitely working hard in this formation, and your opponent will find it tough to even get to your back line and even manage to pull a long shot off, because your DMs are literally pushing them back, pushing them back, pushing them back. And as you do that through the game, your opponent gets frustrated. When they get frustrated, they make more sloppy mistakes, and that leaves you more opportunities to score more goals. which, you know, can be a win-win in this formation. You know, some people usually turn to this formation when they want to hold off a lead and see the game out, but it can work in other ways as well. You can use this formation to, from the start, to actually try and win a game, and that's what I'm doing right now, right here. I'm absolutely slapping people, you know. We've also got like a good amount of midfielders and a good amount of attackers, if you guys get what I mean. We've got 2 attackers, we've got 2 midfielders, there's an abundance up top as well as in defense, you know. And if you really engage with this formation, you're going to cause a lot of problems. Alright, 2 strikers, you have someone there to support you, you know. You want to sweat it across. You always have a striker to pass to. Your 2 attacking midfielders, you always have one playmaker pulling the strings from the right, and you have one pulling the strings from the left. So from any situation, your right or your left striker could get set up, you know. And that's a really amazing thing about this formation. Now, getting onto the cons, and there are quite a few. Now, getting into the first con is that there's no central midfielders. You're going to find your team, your attacking midfielders, definitely, they're going to be pushed more out to the sides of the pitch, you know. If you're one of them players who likes to stay central and likes to try and try and pull the strings from the middle of the pitch, you're not going to be able to do that as well in this formation, as your midfielders won't be originally positioned through the middle. Now, this formation can also get mundane, you know. That's the same with every formation, you know. After you use it a lot, you can get bored, you know. Like, patterns get repetitive and stuff, and they can get repetitive more quickly in a formation like this, you know. It's very defensive, but at the same time, it can be quite attacking as well. You know, this formation can switch from defensive to attacking very quickly, and that can be a great thing or a bad thing for you guys. It depends on what your preference is. You can also be like, another con with this formation is it can be strict with work rates and player types. What I mean by that is, you know, you have to stick to a certain work rate on certain players if you want to get the most out of each player in the formation, if you guys get what I mean. You have to make sure the work rates are right for the position, you know. And in future videos, I'm going to show you guys work rates and stuff, but I don't know why I didn't do that in this one. But, you know, you can also look at the work rates of the players I've used in this formation. This formation, it worked quite well with me. So the work rates of the players I've used in this formation, you know, just steal it from there. And the last con of this formation is it's hard to play without formation switching, you know. Sometimes you want your team to stay in a 4-2-2, you want them to stay organized and stuff like that, but if you leave players with too much freedom, too much space, you do have that problem of players just getting caught out of position, and sometimes that can be a bad thing for you guys, you know. So overall, I am going to give this formation an 8 out of 10. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.